Yo, what's going on, and welcome back to another Genshin Impact video. And today, finally, Zhongli is out and we are planning on summoning for him. But before we do that, we're gonna go ahead and do our due diligence by doing the test runs for each character first. So we'll start with the less lackluster one in Xinyan, and then we'll move on to Zhongli. I think we'll separate them, and then we'll have the summoning session be its own thing. It might come before these videos, but we're gonna go ahead and give these characters a test run, read through their abilities. We can kind of see what we think of each character before, and then hopefully we get both of them, but we'll see what actually pans out in our summoning. So upon casting her elemental skill, Xinyan will swing her instrument, gaining different levels of a pyro shield based on the number of enemies hit. At its maximum level, the shield will continuously deal pyro damage to surrounding enemies. Xinyan's elemental burst will literally blast her opponents with sound wave, which is followed by a trail of scorching flames. This attack deals physical and pyro damage. So I think before we actually start, stop talking. We can actually look at everything, right? Should be able to look at her constellations and her talents. Apparently they're level 8 for this, which is pretty high. She uses a claymore or two-handed sword. Probably nothing special in here for her regular attack. Sweeping fervor branches her instrument, dealing pyro damage to nearby enemies, forming a shield made out of her audience's passion. The shield's damage absorption scales based on her defense and on the number of enemies hit. 0 to 1 enemies, level 1 ad-lib, 2 enemies grant shield lead in, 3 enemies, level 3 shield rave, which will also deal intermittent pyro damage. Oh my gosh, this ability is so long. The shield has the following special properties. When unleashed, it infuses Xinyan with pyro. It has 250% damage absorption effectiveness against pyro damage. And then Riff Revolution, strumming rapidly, Xinyan launches nearby enemies and deals physical damage to them. Hyping up the crowd, the sheer intensity of the atmosphere will cause explosions that deal pyro damage. And then what do we got for these passives? Decreases the number of enemies Sweeping Fervor must hit to trigger each level of shield. So lead in is going to trigger off of just 1 enemy hit, and Rave is going to trigger off of 2 enemies hit. I mean, that just like gets rid of this entire first part, right? So you're always getting at least level 2 shield, which is pretty good. And then shielded characters shielded by this deal 15% increased physical damage. So that could make a character like Razor, which I believe Razor is also on this banner, who can increase his attack speed really good as long as he does physical damage. So I think that means you can't actually use his elemental burst during it. But I don't remember how his damage scaling works because I don't actually have Razor. So he might still do physical and elemental in his ultimate. I just don't remember how it works. But we'll probably figure it out at some point. And then here, if you cook a defense boosting dish, you got a chance to get double. Constellations, upon scoring a critical hit, increases attack speed of Xinyan's normal and charge attacks. So this would be really good with her passive, that while she has a shield, she does 15% more physical damage. And so if she then crits, you're going to want high crit on her. If you have this constellation, her attack speed will also go up, and it'll be an attack speed increase along with a physical damage increase, which will lead to lots of extra damage, which is pretty crazy. Riff Revolution, physical damage has its crit rate increased by 100% and will form a shield at shield level 3 rave when cast. So you'll get another shield, I guess. I'm thinking that's what that means. Increases the level, yeah, we already know that. Sweeping Fervor's swing damage decreases opponent's physical resistance. So this character's all about physical damage, it looks like, except for her elemental burst. And she could, if you have at least this first one, obviously this would be great as well. If you could get Constellation 4, I think this character would already be pretty crazy. But let's read Constellation 6. Decreases the stamina consumption of... I'm trying to say her name right. It's got to be Xinyan. I don't speak Chinese, so it's hard to pronounce those X's correctly. But it's kind of like shh, only you keep your tongue on the bottom of your mouth. So it's Xinyan. Charged attacks by 30%. Oh, I don't like that. Attack bonus equal to 50% of her defense. That's pretty good though, but it incentivizes you burning all your stamina to do charged attacks. So I don't know how I feel about that. I don't think that's that great. But let's go ahead and try her. You got Kaya and Lisa as your partners, but we'll try and mainly use her. We're trying to hit as many people as possible, but all we have to do is hit 2 because obviously we saw she has that talent already. Because she is level 80. And she seems, she's doing a lot. She doesn't have any of her constellations, so she doesn't get that boost in attack speed. But she's doing quite a bit of damage. Also, what is her full auto attack string? I keep canceling it after. Let's get a shield. Okay. I mean, I feel like what I was doing, the first 2 hits are your fastest damage. If you do, because it looks like the 3rd hit is really slow. Okay, let's try out our ultimate. Actually, if we combine it with this, then we oh no, that's just the constellation that does that. Because that 3rd attack has such a big windup, and so does the 4th attack. So it almost seems like you want to dash cancel after the 2nd attack. And your shield is not that strong. She would definitely work well with that shield set, I think. If it works for all types of shields, which I think it does. Increasing the strength of her shield seems very valuable because it's just not that strong at its base. Okay, let's not die here. You can't actually cancel out of her E animation with your ultimate. That guy's just spinning, huh? Oh, I was trying to hit 4. I was like, why is my 4th character not coming out? I don't have a 4th character right now. Alright, so I think she's decently fun. We can continue just to stay in here. Oh yeah, we should probably... I don't know why she's just doing the attack without me pressing any buttons. We should test out. Is her... Like, I assume that was just her charge attack, and it's gonna be the same as most two-handed sword users, where they just kind of spin. But hers... Okay, it does end on its own, without you ending it. And I assume you can also just end it whenever you want? Yeah, you can. Okay. So I think she seems like a very fun character. Like I said, I think 2 hits and then dash cancel. Because if you're waiting, like how long that 3rd hit takes to come out. Look at that. You get 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3. It's like 3 seconds. Maybe 2 seconds if you're counting at a normal rate. Not fast like I was. But it's like 2 seconds for your next attack to come out, which is crazy. It's kind of like Beto. I think one of her attacks in the middle of her string takes quite a while. So I feel like you go 1, 2, dash, 1, 2, dash, 1, 2, dash. Like that. But that's my impression of the character so far. Obviously, I don't have her, and this is all makeshift gear at the moment because what does she have? She's got full purples, giving her increased attack and increased damage against enemies with more than 30%. So like it's okay, but probably not a set that you're ever gonna actually run on her. But we read through all of her stuff. She seems like, if you put the investment in the correct spots, it seems like you want to build up her defense because her shield scales off of her defense, right? Is that what we read? What scales off of defense? Maybe not? Oh, it does. Okay, the shield's damage absorption scales off of Xinyan's defense. So like how much defense does she have with this? Right now she has 700 defense, which is pretty not good. Obviously this set is not focusing on defense whatsoever. We're mainly focusing on pumping up her attack right now. So I think if you focus a little bit more on either one defense main stat or a few, if you want to use her as a support, you could go all defense main stats and she'd provide a pretty big shield for your team. But if you want to use her as a main DPS, then you're probably going to want like either one defense main stat or all defense substats with attack main stats or crit damage or whatever. She doesn't seem to do that much pyro, so you could probably forgo that for more attack or crit damage or whatever you're looking for, or whatever you have the gear to build up. But either way, that's my impressions of her. Next time we'll take a look at Zhongli, which should be exciting as well. Hopefully you enjoyed this one, and I will see you in the next one.